Hello, everyone. This is BizChicksTV. This is the place to find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business. Let me say that again. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with our marketing strategist, Miss Terry Johnson, online everywhere, all the way from New York City. She's in the house, and we're excited to have her here. I hope that you have your pen and pencil ready and that you are ready to take some notes because she always has such great information to help us get our stuff together. My gosh. So, guys, get ready, get ready, get ready. TJ is in the house. You can find her online everywhere at Terry Johnson Online. So, if you're looking for information on how to get the news out about your business, get with Terry and do some business. All right. So with that, we're going to get this party started. Here is our digital marketing strategist, Miss Terry Johnson. How you doing this morning?
Hello, everybody. I'm in the background just doing some backgroundy stuff that, has to get done. But we're here, we're ready. I hope everybody's ready to talk about content. I hope
Mhm.
that. We've got some questions we need to answer. I got my notes. Now we're not going to answer all these questions in the time we have allotted. So we do, I do continue this on my page, Terry Johnson Online, uh, dot live. We'll get to that. But I'm like, okay, yeah. So we're talking about content, developing your content,
Mhm.
and because we started talking about a marketing plan in December 2021. I got the early jump, and we were talking about the marketing plan, what you need to do, and everything, and the parts of it. So last time we talked about your audience, about
Mhm.
defining your audience, but you have to know who you're talking to, right? You have to know
Mhm.
that because you need to know these things before you create content. Sorry, I get my water because I'm a little parched. Okay, so you have to know your message. We talked about that. You have to know your target audience. We talked about how to define that because those things will help you when it comes to creating content. And for some reason, this seems to be the hardest thing for people, but this is the easiest part of the process. Did you know that creating content is the easiest part of
No.
all of this plan? This thing that we're
Okay.
doing, it's the easiest. Yes, it is. It seems hard, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you're trying to create content when you should just develop it. You should just
And what is? I'm not sure I know what the difference is.
okay. So when you're creating content, okay, here's a good example. Just popped into my head. You're a writer and you're starting a new book. So what do you
Mhm.
do when you're starting a new book? You're sitting in front of a blank page.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. I received that.
And sitting in front of a blank page is the hardest thing for a writer to do because it's a blank page. You don't know the first word to put down. You don't know where you have an idea, but you don't know where you want to start. So you're standing and looking. So you're trying to create it instead of just doing something and let the words come to
The
you.
ideas flow.
Right. Right. So that's why I say creating content is the easiest thing because we've already done the work. If you've done the work along with us, you have your marketing plan. You know your goal you want to reach. You know the steps that you need to take because you've written them. We talked about that for the whole like 3 or 4 times, December and January. You've written your steps down. Then I told you about being yourself and finding out your message, what you have to say, right? So you know what you have to say. Last time I said your who are you talking to, your target audience. You know your target audience. You made that persona and you made the age and the marital status, where they live. Oh, you wrote all that stuff down. So all of these things give you framework for okay, now I'm going to do the content because I know what my message is as a business owner. I know what my message is when I want to get out. You know your target audience. So all you
Mm-hmm.
have to do is just do it. Just pick up the phone, go to Canva. Uh, the easiest thing is to get your phone and go to an app. I listed Canva was one, but there's tons of apps that let you take a picture and write text on it,
Yeah.
or you go live on your phone for a couple seconds. Hey guys, let me show you behind the scenes. Is
Mm.
behind the scenes of whatever you're doing, right? So
Yes.
that's why I said creating it is that's the easiest part of it. You got
Wow.
the tool. This, this.
You know what? I think there's been so much information coming at us and so many changes. And we think every time there's a change, we have to change.
You don't
And
have to
and
change.
it gets overwhelming. Oh, there's a new app. Oh, there's a new method. Oh, this is when if Facebook works for you, it works for you. If Instagram works for you, it works. Stick
Mhm.
with what works for you and don't change the recipe. If the
That's what.
recipe is
Mhm.
working for you,
Mhm.
use that recipe. Does that
That's
make
what we're
sense?
doing. That's it. That's it. The we making the recipe. We started in December. I said write it down. That was the recipe. You wrote it down. Now we're executing it. So all you do is you pick up the half a cup of flour and you put it in the bowl, and then you put the sugar in and the salt, whatever you're making, because you've got your plan, your recipe. So, what are the tools that we use to create content? Is this right?
Yeah.
But before I get there, I want to talk a little bit more about content marketing, because that is, I think that's the part where everybody gets confused. Like you said, overwhelmed. There's so many things to do. What I do. So your strategy is the thing that keeps you from being overwhelmed, because you got the tool. This is the tool, or your
Uh-huh.
computer. You got the tool already. It's not like I'm asking you to make bricks and you don't have the tools. You have the tools. So now we need to talk about the strategy. That's the part where we're saying developing your content, having a
Okay.
strategy. So I like to give you the definition, and then I like to explain it simple. So the definition: content marketing is strategic marketing approach focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and retain a clearly defined audience. And at the end of that, you want to drive action, which means they go and buy your product or service that you're offering. That's the definition. Another way to look at it is the creation and distribution of educational and valuable content that both engages your audience and builds awareness of your brand. So think about, see, it doesn't say content, it says valuable content. And
Mm.
if you ask yourself, what is valuable content? Well, if you've done the work already, you know, because you know your message and you know your audience, you know what they want to hear, what's valuable to them. You've done the work. So that's why I said we've done all the hard part. The content is the easiest part. So you're just making content that you want to build a strong relationship with your target audience. You give them high quality content, valuable content that is relevant to them. And you do this on a consistent basis. Why do you want to do that on a consistent basis? Because you want to stay in their frame of mind. You want to stay
Mm.
in the viewfinder. They might not be ready today. And we said this before. It used to be 7 touches or
Mhm.
interactions between you and a potential customer before they bought. And I think Coach Karen said it was like 14 now. I don't know
Mhm.
what it is, but that means that's where you have to build up the relationship. It's like when you go to, when the salesman is trying to sell you stuff, they don't go buy it. They talk to you about, well, what is it you need? What would you like? And buying a car, what color, what style, what this, what that. They go through all of those things before they even talk about, well, buy this, because they have to suss out and figure out what you want, and
Mhm.
the customer. So you have to figure out what the customer wants, and we've done that. We've done that. So now all you have to do is make the content, make the cake with the recipe. Really, that's what it is. So your strategy is really just saying, where am I going to put my content? What's the best place to put it? Where's my audience hanging out? What form of content do they like the most? Do they like blog posts? Do they like podcasts? Do they like video? Do they like short form video? Do they want what else is so we did video, audio, and written. So those are the three major things. So you just have to figure out, and this is the easy part, you make the content. and you see what the reaction is. You say, wow, that went over well. And how do you know it went over well? You have analytics.
You look at your
You
analytics.
look at your likes, you look at your shares, you look at the comments, you look at all of that. If you use Facebook, it's there. It's Facebook analytics. They will show you what is your most popular content.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of video, which video you did got the most views in this time frame. So you're going to use the analytics, and then you say, hey, this went over well, let me do more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or this type of content, I did a text post. I wrote something in the caption and it didn't really work. Nobody really um aligned with it. Let me try a short form and you talk about all of the things. And this is Instagram does this the most. They throw out so many things at you. um do a feed post, do a reel, do a video, do a story, do a IG story, do a IG vid. See how they throw all those things out? But you're going to try each one and see which one you get the most traction
Mm.
with. Looking
Okay.
at your dashboard in Instagram, there's a dashboard that tells you what's the most popular content you made, what's the best time to post, because it'll tell you when people are on, the people that follow, all of those things are there. But see, once you look at that and gauge what works, you keep doing it. You do more of it. So you have to do. That's why I said doing the content is the easiest part, because you just do it and see what went well and what didn't go well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, that's it. I mean, there's some more, stuff in there, details, but that's the whole gist of it. You're going to do the content without prejudging and saying, "Oh, I'm afraid this isn't going to get a lot of likes." But who cares? This is your platform. This is your test kitchen. So you
Mm-hmm.
do it. You're not hurting anybody. And if you put something out and you create that content with your phone or whatever, and you get the response you're looking for, well, then you hit it. You just keep doing more of it. And then you ask at the end of it, you ask them to go to here. Because remember, we're building a relationship. You tell them to go to your link in bio, click this link to get this or to buy this or to see more. So that's the part of it. You have to direct them. The content is getting attraction and they're loving it and attracting, but you don't want that to end there. The content has to drive them to your sales page, your website, wherever you got your system set up for them to buy. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. So that's what I'm saying. Content is the easiest part of this. It's the easiest part, but it's the part where everybody gets stuck on, or
I
like I
think we
said,
fumbled the ball.
right, the writer with the blank page.
Mm-hmm.
They got a book contract and they got to put out another book. And the editor and the publisher is calling, well, have you started? Have you written anything? And you're like, no, because when I sit in front of the computer, is blank. And I don't know if to write the and why. I don't know what word to write. But see, this is the deal. Write a word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, as a writer, you write a word and then you write another and another, and then you go, okay, you write something and said, that's not right. And you delete it. And then you say, okay, it should be this. But see, you've gotten the train started by writing the one word. So that's why I'm saying content, do the content. Don't.
Now, here's the thing.
Mhm.
I can remember, do you remember in 6th grade when they taught you how to brainstorm?
Yes.
Where you drew the circle and you put the one word that you want to talk about in the circle, and then you just
You throw
started.
out everything. That's what it is. That's what you
And then
make.
from there, you figure out from those ideas
Right.
what to say.
Right. So you could say, hey, today I want to talk about XYZ. And you just write okay. Again, your phone you spend all this money on has so many devices. It even comes with a device that's free that you don't have to install. It's called voice recorder. The voice
Mm-hmm.
recorder.
Yes.
Talk into it.
Well, not
I
only
don't know
that.
what to say today. Well, okay, well and this is the thing with content. I like to say you start planning on something. If you really want to get with it, you start on Saturday or Sunday, and I have a little PDF that you can write down each day. Monday, I want to say this. Tuesday, I want to say, and you can write a keyword. It could be a word. And then
Mhm.
that's when you pick up your phone and say, okay, say Monday, I'm going to talk about motivation. And then you just start talking into the phone. And here's another deal. If you use otter.ai, OTTER.ai, it will it will transcribe the voice the words that you're saying, and you could just copy and paste it.
You know,
It
your
can't be.
notes app on your if you have an
Yes, that too.
you have an Apple phone, your notes app will
Yes.
transcribe for you.
Yes, and Android has the same thing. They have an app where you notes and this is another thing. People have written things in notes app on the phone and they just screenshot that and post it on their Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
Interesting. That makes
It
sense.
doesn't have to be some
I
fancy
I just
thing
think
with
I think we're overthinking this.
yes.
And then
Yes.
when you overthink it, then you say, "Well, I don't know, so I'm just not gonna do anything with it."
I don't know if this is right. Is anybody going to interact with this? I'm afraid I won't get any likes. What do likes go to the bank?
No,
Likes are
no,
indication
no.
that your thought that your post hit the nerve with somebody. And if it didn't hit the nerve, guess what? Wait later on a few more hours, post something else.
Mhm.
Post
Okay.
something else.
Wow.
Say do a short little reel and say, hey, I posted something earlier today about this, it didn't hit. So let me say it another way. That video might hit and get all the likes and stuff that you're wanting. But as business owners, we the likes are good, but I
Mhm.
always say those don't go to the bank. Money goes to the bank, right? Money
Yeah.
goes to the bank. Likes don't go to the bank. Shares don't go to the bank.
You know, and I'm thinking, it I just it I got I'm so guilty of this because while I'm on BizChicks every day, I'm not even really doing what I should be doing with my other businesses,
Right,
because we have multiple streams of income.
right.
And as a result, I'm just like, I'm just
But
overwhelmed with
see,
trying to.
here's the key with what you're doing. Are you working on pieces during
Yes,
the
I
day?
am.
So
Uh-huh.
you take a picture. Look, this I'm working on this and show the construction of it. It doesn't have to everybody's looking for perfection of it has to be this perfect model looking professional done by NBC kind of thing. No,
Yes.
that doesn't if you're working on a cover up and here's the fabric, take a picture of the fabric. So guess what I'm doing? And take a close-up picture of the fabric, not even the completed thing, just the fabric. Or you take a picture and say, what do you guys think of this color or this style or
Mm.
whatever? And that's all you post.
As opposed to completed garments and people, I have a number of pictures of people in the garments,
Right.
you know.
But that's good. That's the end result. But you want to show the journey. I always call it
Mm,
how they make the sausage. You want to know what's in the sausage. I don't want to see the end result. I mean, I do want to see the sausage in the store because that's where I buy it.
yeah.
But I'm more inclined to buy if I see well what's going into it. Is natural stuff
Really?
going in there, or
That's
is
it.
it
I'm s
byproducts?
I guess because we work in the warehouse, we don't think anyone's interested in what's going on in the
Well, see,
warehouse.
this is, and I read an article today. I'm going to share it. Talking about Gen Z. This is why I love to follow and talk about Gen Z because do you know? Oh, I wish I could find it. There's a number in there. I think they said like 70 something percent Gen Z. They buy stuff because they've seen you make it. They
Wow.
don't rely on reviews or this
Mhm.
and that. Oh, I gotta find that article. I
Wow.
was looking at it
I
the other
had no
day.
idea because I thought
Gen
you
Z does not go by, oh, I'm trying to think of a brand where they say, oh, well, we're number one. That that goes over their hair. If you said we're the number one, I'm trying to remember Hertz is like the number one rental company. We're the
yeah.
number one. That doesn't fly anymore. That is 80s, 90s marketing. We're the
Mhm.
number one. What how do I know you number one? Because you said it. Gen Z goes, you better show me how you made that car. They don't buy the car because, well, look, it's the finished product. No, they're like, you better show me how you made that thing.
Mhm.
That's
And
they don't trust
what
it.
impact is it having on me and my family?
Yes, what impact? What does it do to the environment? Oh, I gotta find that article. It is tearing me up. I read it yesterday that we've moved into they Gen Z trust nano influencers. And see, I just threw a
Mm.
word out that I didn't want to throw out because now I have to explain nano influencers. But I'm trying to let me
I
see if
take
I
it
can
that
find it.
means, small, what
Yeah.
we used to call the cottage industry, where it's made in small quantities in homes.
Artisanal. Here's the story. There's in New York, there's lots of olive oil stores. I don't know
Okay.
how it is everywhere else, but it's a store with just olive oil. And
Okay.
you
No,
think
we don't have
why
olive oil
why do
stores.
I need a store that just sells olive oil when I can go to Stop and Shop and get they got tons of olive oil? Because these Gen Z millennials, they don't want your average olive oil. They want
Mhm.
the olive oil that came from Naples, Italy, or whatever Italy on this little small farm with
Or
the
here
tree
in
and the this
Napa,
and the
California,
it's like
we
wine. That's it.
yes, because when you go to take the tour, I took a tour of an, um, olive oil plant here in California, and when
Mhm.
you went in to the facility inside to wait for the tour, they had a shop.
Right.
And it was the first time I'd ever seen a shop with just olive oil, Terry. That's why when you said that, I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then they had olive oil ice cream and some other products, byproducts.
Right.
And people were just buying olive oil by by the bag
Uh-huh.
loads.
Uh-huh. And see this is the thing. It's all because it's all about they're in a different space and don't even go into well where did they get the money? They got money. Gen Z got money. Millennials got money. Don't worry about that.
You
But
have
see, even if they aren't rich, even if they have a little bit of money, they still will not buy something because you said this is number one brand of detergent or this is the number
mm,
one. They're like, no, I want something that's sustainable, helps the environment, la la la. And if you gotta spend an extra penny for it, they will. They don't care about your rating of we're number one. That is old 80s
and you know
marketing.
what? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because we raised them. We raised them to
Right.
question advertising.
And I'm
We
trying
raised
to
them to
find this
go for
article.
quality, not quantity. And
Right.
now we're like, they're doing this and they're doing that.
Okay, here I got I'm opening my laptop because I had it open and I didn't
Okay.
shut down. So it let me see.
Because because when I went into this olive oil plant, we learned the difference between the first press, the cold press.
Yes, yes. There's a difference in
Um,
olive oil, people. They're
y-
not just extra virgin versus classic. There's a whole
there's a science to
industry
it.
about right. It's like wine and people that care about that's why we have olive oil stores in New York.
Hmm.
It's like a wine store. It's olive
Exactly.
oil because they want an olive oil from a certain region grown with this soil and this and that.
And they
And they
want the
study that
cold
because they
press.
right cold press, first press, because those are the things that they care about. Now here's the it's a report I found called The Evolution of Nano Influencers.
Okay.
So let me tell you real quick. Let me because I got my laptop, so I'm trying to now I gotta tell you what a nano influencer is and let me see where is it. Do, 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 do. It doesn't explain it, but I know. Oh, here it is. A nano influencer is it could be it could be the guy who gets to, so this is the explanation they're saying the guy who gets the crowd cheering at sport events or the tutor who explains organic chemistry in a way that everyone understands. They're everyday people who are nonetheless influential in their own sphere and whose opinion are seen as genuine and noteworthy. The two key words are genuine and noteworthy because they're saying 82% of Gen Z, and these are Gen Zs, say they don't trust traditional influencers to give an honest opinion on a brand or a product. 82%. So that's what they're saying is you have to be genuine and knowledgeable and influential. We don't care what you call yourself or what's the okay, here the ratings in the car world is I think it's JD Powell and JD
Okay.
Power and Associates or something. And
Mhm.
every commercial, when they win the award for the best whatever car, they have that little award.
Yeah, they got that
Like
little logo.
it's like a Oscar or something. Jizzy don't care about that. They care about the people in their sphere of influence who talk about the products and services that they care about. That's what a nano influencer is.
Mhm.
The nano influencers, like they could have 500 followers on Instagram, but the followers are trusting that one person because they're knowledgeable and they share the information they have, and that person trusts them. So see, it's not about um because it used to be about Oscars. Oh, what actress won the Oscars? Or the actor that won the Oscars. They could win the Oscar and never do any more work. Here's an example. There's a couple. I'm thinking not to put Marissa Tomei down. I'm just saying she won the Oscar for something years ago. And is she like have you seen her in anything lately? Or
Mhm.
I mean, I have to check IMDb, but this is not a diss to her. I'm just saying that people that win the Oscar, you don't hear from them anymore.
Mhm.
And but to Hollywood, that's like the creme de la
Well,
creme of the wars.
the other thing too is not many people watch the Oscars anymore,
Right. I'm
and a
saying
lot of these,
back in the day,
yeah, but a
but
lot of
now
these
they don't.
and as a result, a lot of these award shows have had to just cancel
Right. Right.
because this generation is not interested.
Exactly. That's what I mean. They're not interested. They're not interested in the things that used to be okay, this was the guideline of the best of the best. They have to, they're there to show me. Like, you got to show me. So that's
Well,
what I mean. When you're making content, you have to show them what goes into it in order for them to buy it.
wow.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to continue this. We're going to continue this. Terry Johnson online live at 12 p.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time today. We're doing it a little early.
Uh-huh.
So join me over at Terry Johnson online live. There is a post on the BizChicks Facebook page, and there's a post on the BizChicks Facebook group. So all of those places you can join. We're going to talk more about this content because it is a big topic, and there are many parts to it. So we're going to talk about it next week too. We're going to talk about content next week.
Thank you, because it really is. I'm interested in this topic. I'm telling you.
It's a big deal. It's the smallest part of the plan, but it's the biggest deal because people have this hurdle about creating content. I know, because I see it. I
Mhm.
mean, I do. I have the same thing. It's like I said, you have writer's block, and this. What do I do? And then, but that's when you got your plan, and you look at your plan, and you say, "Oh, this is my message. Oh, this is who I want to talk to. What are they thinking about today, or what should they know today?" Boom,
Mhm.
you got your word. You talk. Use a tool to record it. Take a snippet of it. Like we said, you can use the notes app, write it down, use that. That's your graphic. But see, the part is not the creating of the image or the graphic. The part is the message. That's why
Mhm.
we were talking about BU having your message together, because that's the key. That's the key to it. Okay, so we're gonna talk more about this in about 30 minutes at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time.
All
Here,
right,
Terry
guys.
Johnson Online. And
We
the Biz Chicks, don't forget them.
Yes, we want you to remember, here is TJ's information. We want you to know where to find her. Also, if you're looking to be a part of the Biz Chicks community, you can simply text biz to 33777. We would love for you to be a part of our community. Thank you so much for all that you do. Whoops.
Oh, I took that.
Everybody's pushing buttons, for all that you do. And we will see you here at what time, Terry, today?
9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. I believe we're going to stick with that time. We're going
Okay.
to stick with that from now on. I was doing a little experimentation, which we
Mhm.
always want to do, but now I think we're going to stick with, going right into it because,
Okay. Long
okay.
as it works out for you, we are willing to follow you wherever you go, TJ.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, with that, we want to remind you Go to the front of your own line. Give yourself permission to succeed. Have a great day. Bye
Bye.
bye.